Hey everybody, welcome to another Heroclix podcast. I'm your co-host, Alec Muster. I'm here with Manny Man-Thing Ortega.
Hello, hello.
And today we have a very, very special guest. We have Jaylen Major, flew out all the way from Columbus, Ohio, just to be in the studio with us.
That's crazy. I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio right now too, so.
Oh, dang, you are?
Yeah.
Anyways, Jaylen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Jaylen, you've been playing Heroclix for how long now?
That's a good question. About like 18 years.
So you've been playing since you were like in single digits?
Since single digits, yep.
That's wild. That's so cool. How'd you get hip to Heroclix?
My dad introduced me to it. He was like, there's all these superheroes and we roll dice and we get people tokens. I was like, yeah, it sounds fun. He would take me when I was like 2 or 3 years old with him to events, and I don't remember this ever happening, but he would take me to events and I would just roll the dice for him, and I don't miss. So that's why he always took me. I was a good luck charm.
He said, I got a prodigy on my hands. I got to train him up right.
Yep.
That's awesome. For those who don't know, Jay Major is your father, and he owns Heroes and Games in Columbus.
He does not own it. Actually, I don't think he has any type of ownership at all. He just, Doug Sims, who's the owner, is a very close family friend. He's known me since before I was born.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Okay. No, my dad before I was born.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So he doesn't own it, but he is like really good friends with the person who does own it.
Yes, everybody that works there that owns Heroes and Games are all very close friends.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. That's awesome. So, and then how long you been doing like competitive, like in terms of, when I say competitive, I mean like moving, like actually driving to events. How long do you think you've been doing that for?
That's probably since I was 11, maybe 12.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. Well, we have a really good podcast for you listeners today, and we're super excited to have Jaylen here today. And we're going to start off with our reoccurring segment of the games we're playing. These are games that we're playing, whether it's video, whether it's a board game or whatever. Just games that we're playing in our lives that's not Heroclix. So, Manny, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Currently right now, I haven't played a lot of board games. Been kind of busy. I'm always stuck on Marvel Rivals right now.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Also been playing Apex again. Haven't been playing in a while. So those are mainly the two things I've been doing a lot lately, other than working on my Heroclix, which I have just started competing in modern tournaments. So.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so we'll get into that later because that ties into our next thing. But yeah, Manny, we've convinced Manny to do modern, and this is his first event coming up. But anyways, okay, I'll jump in next. Megan and I have been playing. We have a monthly board game night that we've been doing with some friends. So every now and then we'll just play some new games. We played Pandemic, which is Megan's favorite game of all time.
Oh man,
I know it's really fun. I forget how hard that game is sometimes.
I absolutely hate that game.
Wow.
Yeah, I am a very against Pandemic person.
Fair enough. All right, but I'm kind of against it too. It's not really like super fun in my opinion. It's fine, but I think it's one of those games where the more people you have, it's the better it is. Playing
For
two-player.
I'm a big competitive person.
Yeah.
So playing a co-op game, I really don't care for. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But other than that, this is gonna sound really stupid. One of my favorite things to do is to load up NBA 2K. And I know, man, you're not a big sports fan, and I know Jaylen likes Kentucky, so I'm assuming you like basketball because University of Kentucky is a really big basketball school.
Love it.
Love it. Awesome. So what I like to do in 2K is I like to create my own roster and have like a My League. Or I guess it's not my league. It might be my league or my GM mode or something.
My GM,
yep. But I add players that were my high school basketball team, and I make my own. Yeah. Okay. We're on the same page here. And then you kind of create players to kind of adjust for inflation, if you will. Like, okay, they were this good in high school, so they probably, if you translate how good they were in high school versus how good they would be in the NBA, kind of scale them a little bit. Obviously, none of us went to the NBA, but it was really fun to create a team. So I made my high school team. I created the whole arena, the jerseys, like hired all these coaches and stuff like that, and then loaded in the roster. So like it was the starting, like I had like 8 players to start with before the free agent draft, and I just got back into it. And I just think it's so fun.
I think it's awesome that you play NBA 2K because I am a big NBA 2K fan, almost as much as I am a Heroclix fan.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I'm not good at it. Let's be clear here. I do like it because there's some people I watch on like YouTube, and they're like really, really good. There's like a guy called like I can't remember, but I am not as good as like probably the worst best player. Like I'm really bad.
Oh man, I'm not that good either. I love NBA 2K. I've also been playing that since I was 11, 12 as well. So
heck yeah. Did you play NBA Live?
Of course I did.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't feel so old anymore because NBA Live used to be like the game before 2K. I feel like it was better than 2K for a little bit.
It was the game before 2K. Like the NBA Live used to be amazing, and then somehow, some way down the line, it just got worse. That's usually not how it's supposed to go. When years progress, you're supposed to get better. Somehow they went down.
They did, and I wonder if it had anything to do with like the My Player thing.
I think the big reason was, because NBA Live was an EA game. It was EA Sports. So, EA Sports is all about football. So they do the Maddens, they did the college footballs. That's pretty much what they were focused on. And they were just like, they had like 10 people working on NBA Live.
Oh.
And it wasn't even close to what the college football and Madden are like.
And plus it's EA.
Yeah, it is EA.
It's unfortunate, like already like a losing battle at that point.
EA Sports in the game.
It's in the game. Or EA Sports Big. I don't know if you remember that one.
I do remember.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. All right, we're cooking here. All right, Jaylen, any games that you've been playing recently?
Oh man, well, I'm a big video game person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really into Marvel Rivals right now. Maybe a little unhealthy amount of Marvel Rivals. I'm also a big Call of Duty player, but playing that since I was 10 or 11. NBA 2K, as I said. Big college football fan as well. Love college football. Madden, of course. I'm really into the sports games, you can't tell. MLB The Show. Only one I don't really mess with is like hockey. It's like NHL. I can't do that. Of course, I play a bunch of Heroclix, play every Friday, and then go to events. I'm not a big like board game fan because I'm also way too competitive. Way too competitive. My family does not enjoy playing board games with me, and I can respect that. I'm way too competitive. I hate losing. Too many years of competitive COD in my bones to not be competitive.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's wild. I've only known one person to play competitive competitive Heroclix. One person. Call of Duty. My buddies super love watching like the leagues and stuff like that. Do you watch those?
Yep, the CDL, the majors, all that.
That's wild. That's super cool though.
I wanted to do that for a long time, and then I realized I'm not at their level. So I will continue to play like just the ranked play against people all around the world, and I'll put them in the ground. Does
some of it come down to like frame data? Like you have to start studying frame data, like, oh, this gun fires 3 frames faster than this one or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. That's how I thought about. So I used to do competitive Smash Bros. I used to
love it.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, okay. We're finding a lot of common ground here, Jaylen.
Alec, when I tell you, if you bring up a competitive video game, I've probably played it and I probably love it. Smash Bros is up there.
Yes. I used to play Smash 4 was the big game that I played. Well, I played Melee first, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
That's and then when I was a senior in high school, my buddies were like, hey, did you know that people play this competitively? And I was like, yeah, I did not know that. And then I would watch them and I was like, so like my favorite character is Roy. And then they're like, oh yeah, he's trash. You can't play for Roy. He's the worst. And then I was like, okay. So then I watched these players and, they're zooming around the map with Fox and Falco and Marth and Sheik. And, it's like the original 5 gods, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, that when I got into it, Smash 4 was coming out. So I got really into Smash 4. I was living in Arizona at the time. And I that's all I did. I was work, play Smash Bros, go to tournaments, get better. And yeah, and then when I came back here, Smash Ultimate came out, and my friends were super into it, and they wanted to go to tournaments, so I would help them out. And yeah, so anyways, all I have to say, yes, I do love playing competitive Smash. It's been a long time since I've played it, but it does come down to frame data. It comes down to which moves are quickest, which moves are, have like no end lag and stuff like that. And I think that stuff kind of bleeds into when it comes to video games.
Yep.
I think the one takeaway I could take away from any of this is reaction-based gaming is not my thing. Like Call of Duty, Smash Bros, you have to have really good reaction timing.
Yes, you do.
I cannot do that kind of stuff. But it is still a lot of fun. I will definitely play Smash Bros with anybody who asks me to play. Anyways, I can talk about that. That's a whole other tangent. We could talk about that another time. But we recently had a really awesome event in Columbus, and I know that it was probably a couple weeks ago, but we're going to talk about it now anyways. And the reason why is because we were all three there. And one of us in this group chat whooped all the rest of us.
I don't know who that is.
One of us in this group chat kicked the other two out.
That's right. But anyways, there was a really great event held by Heroes in Games, and Jaylen Major was the judge, and he did an awesome job. He does a really good job of doing stuff. Jay, if you're watching this, I super apologize for asking for like 20 things 2 hours before the tournament. There was a couple hiccups in our communications with people from our original group. That is the downside of like mooching. If you rely on somebody, they don't bring it, you're kind of screwed. Anyways, so yeah, it was a 300-point modern.
Now, let's not gas my father's head too much. His head's already big enough. We need to bring him down a peg or two. His ego's too high already. Okay.
I have only played him once in modern, and I beat him. But every time I played him in a BR, he wrecks me.
Yep.
I just think it's so funny. So we ended up playing a 33-person tournament. Manny, this was your first modern event. Like you drove and built like a team and stuff like that. Let's talk. You want to talk us through that real quick?
My team, or
just you? Actually, let's have you talk about like what got you into it, like what made you change your mind after all these years, and then talk about like how fun it was, and then we'll get into our teams.
I think really what changed my mind was just you guys convincing me, really, you and Emilio, and getting the time to practice with Emilio in person and stuff too helped a lot. Even though he beat me every time, but that's okay. Going to there, I had low expectations anyways. I was like, man, if I at least just get one win, I think I'll be satisfied. I ended up doing a lot better than I thought I was going to do, and I had a lot of fun. I had a blast. Everyone I played was really good sport. I didn't feel like anyone was like really too like, I'd say like annoying or aggressive. And yeah, I think Jay did a great job hosting it, and I had a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you did play. We always thought you'd be good at it because you were making really good teams out of pieces that weren't necessarily great, but you would have a lot of fun making them. And you're usually a really good you're a really good player. I think sometimes it was just like, sometimes your dice just fail on you. It's just like, there's nothing you can do about that.
That's facts.
So you want to run down what you played?
Sure. My team was Colonel Rhodes with 4 drones. Full point Major Logan, 20-point Perdegaton, Kevin with Towerette, and I had Frick Arrows on Rhodes. I had a motorcycle on Major Logan, and then I had Timebreaker, right? I think that's my whole team.
That sounds about right. And then did you have some one-shots on the side too?
No
one-shots.
I did have a lot of sidelines, so I think my sideline was all like most of them, which I when I played Jaylen the first time, I kind of exposed my team to him too. But most of my sideline was just like fodder for Chair Panther. I wasn't going to actually use a lot of it. Like Beetlejuice kind of screws my team in the long run, so I wouldn't actually bring him on board. So he was kind of there hoping that people would take that off over the other stuff. But my sideline was Beetlejuice, Ares, Spider-Man, Zeus.
Okay. And then Towerette.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, sorry. And you also said Miles on this team, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Miles as well. Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, solid team. I mean, you made top 8 with it. Oh, sorry. Spoilers. All right. Jaylen, what did you play?
Now, I will say this, Manny, you did a phenomenal job for your first major event, by the way.
Thank you.
I want to put that out there. You did very well.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate that.
Because, I mean, in our, okay, actually, not going to spoil anything. We're gonna let it progress. Okay. What I played good old Ulysses Bloodstone with the Stormbreaker, which a lot of people gave me flack for because he gets the Bloodstone for free, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But I mean, Stormbreaker is a phenomenal equipment that people overlook. I played Diana. She had the Hell Cycle, of course. Kevin with Tauret, of course. I played Chair Panther. He had the Dream Ruby on him just because I didn't have Barrier, and it also gave him a way to possibly roll out of something. I played Prime Elso with Trick Arrows for free, Perdegaton, and I think that was it. And then my sideline was Fortified, Pin Particles, Rivalry, Ares, Cathan, and Tauret.
Super solid team.
Very fun team. I literally made that the day before the event. I played it first time at the event, and it went as expected.
Top 4. Top 3.
Top 4.
Sorry. Yeah, you scored a lot of points. Holy smokes.
A lot of points. A lot of people have said, it's really hard to score points in this day and age right now. I'm like, really?
Almost 2K points here.
Yeah.
That's wild. I agree with you. I think Ulysses does not need the Crimson Gem or the Bloodstone. I think he definitely needs like Stormbreaker or something like that.
Yeah, like Stormbreaker or +1 Longsword are all very good on him. But Stormbreaker was amazing because it was knockback pen, which I really didn't know until I got there and I read it. Sorry, I didn't read it. I'm going to come clean right now. I went to the event missing half of my cards. I just knew what they all did.
That is hilarious.
I was blessed that until TJ, nobody asked me for my cards.
Is that why you asked me for Hell Cycle?
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
Indeed.
I was like,
playing
Alec,
5D
did you pick it up? I was like, Alec, did you actually pick my Hell Cycle card up? I was like, I don't know where it went. I had to come clean.
I was sweating when you asked me that. I was like, oh, well, because you were like, it looked like you were really deep in the game, and it looked like it was really important that you had it. And I was like, I really hope I didn't accidentally like snag it.
No. It was Daniel wanted to look at it for I don't remember what it was. I don't remember because there's a wording on the Hell Cycle that I don't think you can move through it, but it's an equipment at the same time. So he was like, I just want to look at it real quick to make sure that you can move through it. And I was like, oh man, I knew someone was going to ask me for my cards, and it was Daniel and TJ. But I was scrambling before the event started because I was a little late, just a little bit. And I didn't have everything. So I grabbed as much as I could find, and I went. And I didn't have my Hell Cycle card or my Stormbreaker card. I also did not have my Match the Time Trick Arrow cards.
Oh.
Did not have those either. I was like, I knew what they all did, and in my head, so I just would have one face down, and I would say, I'm going to use Nth Metal and put it away.
You should slide it away.
Slide it away. Like I'll admit, is it a little shady? Yes, it's a little shady. I understand that. I didn't have everything, but I was like, I am confident in my ability to know most of the stuff in this set. I can pretty much almost read every card word for word. Not read it, memorize the card, read word for word. So I was like, if you want to contest me, that's fine. And I will come clean with it. Oh, I don't know where it just went. I don't know where it went. That's on me.
So it's like one of those things. I remember texting your dad. I was like, hey, I'm going to bring like 7 time breakers that are going to be generated. Do I need to bring all the cards for them? He ended up saying like, no, just bring one. It's fine. I don't really... That stuff doesn't really technically bother me because obviously if you have the figure, you more than likely have the cards somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
It's very rare you could find a figure without the card that isn't like old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's hilarious.
Hey man, in this house, my father's office is so cluttered, and it's just stuff everywhere. Like I found the Stormbreaker and Beta Ray Bill because they go together. but no Beta Ray Bill or Stormbreaker cards. I found multiples of those. And I was like, bro, can I just find one card? And I just couldn't find the card. So I was like, okay, I hope nobody asks. Like, I know what it does. I also didn't want to have like 10 printouts of like some things. It's like, I just didn't want to do all that. So I was like, I'll just hope that they don't ask.
And no one did. Until top 4.
TJ. No one did until TJ, which is expected. That's fine.
Hey, Alec, did you take my health cycle? Oh, my goodness. I
knew exactly where the card was because I grabbed it out of my box and I didn't grab the card. I just grabbed the health cycle. I know exactly where it is. I'm looking at it as I speak.
Oh, my word. That is so funny.
So I will apologize for that, for putting you in a little mini state of panic. I apologize for that.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I just didn't want you to be like afterward, be like, "Hey, where's my health cycle?" Like I would feel like, dude, I looked. I'm sorry. Oh man, good stuff. That's hilarious. I'm glad you came clean because I think that's so funny. I don't personally take any offense. If someone you played out there took offense, whatever. So I guess we all made top 16. The team that I was playing was Caveman Wally West with the +1 longsword. Diana Health Cycle with Hypersonic, Flash Raptor with the avatar of Khonshu, Harley Quinn with Stormbreaker, and that was mainly just for the knockback. Vigilante with Trick Arrows, the Timebreaker Pog, and then Perdegaton. And then I had Diabolical Bargain on the side and Rivalry, Ares, Beetlejuice, Khonshu, and then the Mimic. I made top 16. That's all I'm going to say about this. That's all I'm going to say about this team. I don't want to say my record. But I made top 16. In practice, this team felt really, really good. I made some last-minute changes to the team that I actually really regret doing. I think next time I would just keep it the way it was. I didn't have, for instance, I had Vigilante with the Trick Arrows on this team. I think I said that. I can't remember if I just said that or not, but he didn't feel great. I'm not a huge fan of Vigilante, but anyways, so we played at the Icy Regionals, and let's just kind of go. We could just kind of quickly talk about any pairings in the top 5 that are like kind of. I don't know if there's anything notable, but I know that my first round was very notable. I ended up playing. Who did I play again? Oh yeah, that's right, Jaylen Major.
Oh, you played Jaylen first round?
Yeah, I played Jaylen first round.
Oh, man.
So let me just say my first turn, and then Jaylen could just take it from there, because that's basically exactly what happened in the game. So he Perdegaton, so I put Timebreakers next to Diana, or I put them equidistant from each other so that no matter what, Perdegaton can get them there. And then he Perdegatoned away my Timebreakers, I believe, and instead of moving the Timebreakers to Diana. Oh wait, no. It was the other way around. I moved Diana to the Timebreakers, but the way that I did it ended up breaking Diana's first turn immunity. So where she landed was 1 square outside of her, outside of the starting area, and I basically was ready to catapult her for next turn. I was like, okay, I got this. It was a little bit scuff, but I was able to get it, and then it passed to Jaylen. He could take it from here.
I immediately saw that, and I moved my Perdegaton out, carried Kevin, and outwitted his Hypersonic on Diana, so he couldn't alpha me.
And it was pretty much dead in the water after that. I ended up doing the stupidest play after that. I did all this work you ended up burying with Mr. Black Panther.
Yep.
And I could not get Flash Raptor across to attack. I could get Diana across to charge and punch out a piece of blocking, but I could not I did all this work, and then I went to attack, and I realized I was shooting from range, and you're like, can you see through stealth? I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't. And at that point, a lot of a time elapsed, and I just was like, I'm not going to take all this back. I'm just going to see what happened after this. Because at that point, if I would have said, can I take all that back? That would have been probably close to 5 or 8 minutes, or maybe even 10 minutes of gameplay that would have been just totally erased. And so anyways, yeah, and then Jaylen can just, I don't know, continue on from here.
And I will also want to say this. If you would have asked me if you wanted to take it back, I would have let you take it back, no questions asked.
Okay, that's good to know.
I always, no matter what, no matter how long it takes, I want to play my opponent at their best. And if you everybody messes up, right?
Yeah.
As long as you didn't like make an actual attack and deal me damage, and then we're like, oh, can we take this back? Then I'm like, okay. But if you just went out, charged a bear, like you actually never roll dice. My rule is if you don't roll dice, you can take back to the point until you roll dice. I'm totally fine with that.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time I make a terrible move.
I am a very stand-up opponent. I don't mind at all.
That's good to know.
Which is also why I lose games. Not just to put that out there. And in nationals this past year, I played against Isaac, and I'm not gonna put how much time was out what that took, but it was a bit, and I didn't mind at all, not at all.
Yeah, it's always hard, right? It's like gauging that time and staying like, hey, dude, like I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but you've been on this turn for like 15 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's that line that's really hard to find.
I felt like I had a match like that.
Oh, yeah?
While I was up there, yeah. That I was like, I mean, you only have one figure. You can only do one thing. I was like, why is this taking so long?
Yeah.
I think I know who you played against that was that because he's a local here.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Might have been.
Was he playing Ultra Chase Collector?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know where I was going to go with that.
You were getting to the part where you just absolutely spanked me.
I wouldn't say spanked.
365 is pretty spank worthy.
Okay, the game because we went over this. The game is a lot closer than what the score says because it still could have gone either way because I was missing, and then you also missed, and then I hit, and then you were hitting. It was like yes, and immediately did I take out your Diana? Yes, but you still had Wally West and Flash Raptor around. Because I also had to get rid of your Vigilante. Because also Vigilante is a very sleeper piece.
Debatable, but I get it.
Hey, I will not stand for this Vigilante bashing. Vigilante's amazing. Okay, he's amazing.
I think he is good. I never played with him, so I was very like that was like just such a new. I don't know. Anyways,
like Vigilante can make 3 attacks in a turn if you do it right. He can make 3 in a turn with trick arrows, I should say. Yeah.
What? Oh, so, with anyways,
his attack, make a free attack.
Oh, that is right. Okay, that's right.
Let's see. Yep. Then I took those 2 out, and then you took out my Diana, I believe, which would be your 65. You took out my Diana. I think I popped all 3 of my 1-shots.
That's what it would be. Yeah.
But a lot of pieces were hurt. Other than Ulysses, I will say. Ulysses did not come off the board until I played an Ultra Chase Collector. Ulysses with Kevin is one of the strongest things in the meta right now. It's just so good. It's very hard to kill Ulysses, and Kevin takes 3 turns to KO. Yeah, I think that's about the summarization of our game.
Yeah, it was
you made one crucial mistake that cost you the game.
Yes, in a nutshell. I won't say that's the only thing, but that definitely was something I was like, face palm to the face or to the head, and you're just like, oh my gosh, as soon as you took advantage of the situation, I was like, that was terrible. That was such a bad move.
Hey, we've all done that. Everybody's done that in this game. I still do it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do too. But man, some was off. But either way, Manny, how was your round 1?
My round 1 was not bad. I think if I had more time, I would have taken the win. But I had the Ultra Chase Collector on last click, and if I would have just got one more attack on him, I think I would have taken it. But time got called right when it got to my turn. So
that's always really unfortunate.
200 points is so it's hard to come out of that with one of his figures being 200 points. But I did a lot better than I expected. So
yeah, having any. Like, I had no experience against Ultra Chase Collector either. I was really scared going into that matchup. I
played 2 of them.
Oof.
And I had the first one on last click and beat the second one. So
nice. Yeah. So first rounds, Manny and I are 0-1. Jaylen's 1-0. Jaylen, who'd you play? Just a quick summary of round 2.
I played an Ultra Chase Collector and I got collected. There's my quick summary.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think Manny and I, that was the one where we tabled them pretty easily.
Yeah, they're the brothers.
Yeah, and then we went and got food.
They were newer players, and it was just pretty quick.
Yeah,
pretty quick for us.
Yeah, they said that they just started playing like early, like November or something like that. But they had one of them had a Hadari Yao team. That's the one I faced. Who did your person
Mine
have?
was a Justice League Dark.
Oh, that's right. I saw Dr. Fate.
Yeah,
that was him, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So as soon as you started making Dr. Fates, you were like, all right. You're like, all right.
He didn't make any.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if the Major Logan came to effect. Okay.
No, I'm not trying to like bash him because he's newer, but like I didn't move any figure except for drones. So
yeah, I mean that's your team though for a lot of it, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's really nice. But yeah, okay. So round threes, quick summary.
Hey, Manny, who'd you play round 3?
Oh, that's right. I played Jaylen round 3.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah,
so not quick summary.
Yeah, I did play Jaylen round 3, and honestly, I did awful the first time. The first time I played Jaylen, I forgot a lot of stuff, and it wasn't that good for me. He pretty much destroyed me with Ulysses, and that was it.
Yeah, Ulysses is super strong.
And now I will say, you had terrible rollouts against me the first game. Terrible. With having Major Logan.
Right.
And it was not in your favor. You hit if you hit half of those, the game's a lot closer. Like how our oh nope, not gonna say it again. Nope, I almost spoiled it.
Yeah,
almost. Don't spoil Endgame. Remember that? Remember when that was a thing? Classic. Yeah. Anything else? Sorry about that specific matchup.
I think I scored 20 points.
30.
It's a 30.
It's like 20 points. Whatever. A little 20 points.
You didn't get wiped. That's important.
Yeah,
You did not get wiped.
I did not.
Oh, but that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad that happened. I did play. Okay, so this was the most frustrating game for me, and not because of anything I did or the player did, but it was just because we totally forgot something that was like at that point like 3 or 4 turns had gone by. I played against Randy Carter. I played against his Ants Kong Captain 125 point Captain America team. Yeah, Pegasus Cap at full dial. So just to make it real quick, I turn 1 his Captain America with Wally West because he just does pen damage. So it's just kind of easy to just kind of rip through Captain America that close. And then it came down to his Ant-Man Kong and his swarm of ants. And his Kong was making 2 attacks at this point, and that's fine. But he completely forgot about Chthon damage on his second action for 2 or 3 turns, and it wasn't until I realized that he wasn't taking that extra damage. So I was like, wait a minute, are you taking Chthon damage for the second? He's like, oh no, it's only during one of his actions. I'm like, no, it's anytime he gets an action token. And he looked and he read it. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, at that point, like a lot of my team was gone. Well, not gone, but like because Kong was out there for so long, like he was doing a lot of damage to my team and stuff. And I'm not trying, like I just completely forgot about the game state or an unavoidable thing. And I was just really frustrated. You could ask Manny. I was really frustrated about that. I was just like, but it's all good. It's not anyone's fault. Well, it's both of our faults, if anything, but I can't call Judge and say like, hey, he's not taking Chthon damage. Unless, I don't know, like, because it's kind of like both on the players, but it ended up being really close. It was 170 to 200. But at that point, I was down 1-2. I felt really discouraged. And then going into round 4, I had to play a collector. And I've never played against it before. So what about your guys' round 4s real quick? Anything particular for round 4?
I don't remember who I played round 4. I have to look.
Round 4, I played another Ulysses. I did win that one. Had a little practice from the round before. So I played it was a Ulysses Prime Reverse Flash. Wally West team. Past team.
Zala and Comet?
Yes.
How did Comet do?
Died.
Okay.
They died.
Fair enough.
I just think that I think the team was decent. It's just the fact that like all their senses go down, all my senses go up. So it was harder for them.
Makes sense. And what about you, Jaylen? Oh, sorry.
So I just kept Per Degaton alive the whole time.
He's so solid. Anyways, how about you, Jaylen? I think you played a Kong?
I played against a 200-point Kong and Colossus.
Oh man,
Wow.
that sounds powerful.
So it really actually wasn't that bad. So he moved out his Colossus and Kong to like middle of the map immediately, and first thing I did, I went one turned Colossus because I nth metaled him at what it is impervious, flurried him with Ulysses, and he just died. And then I just had a 200-point Kong to deal with, which is not that bad if you have a bunch of precision strike and just a bunch of damage to pump into him.
Yeah, Ulysses, I feel like kind of just smokes Kong.
Yeah, especially because he's a monster. So Ulysses gets +1 attack and damage.
Yeah.
That was but it was very interesting because he on his turn he KO'd my he always missed a willpower, so he always had 1 token, so he couldn't make 2 attacks. Thank goodness. And then he killed my Elsa Bloodstone. And then I was like, you know what? This is a crazy play, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I brought out my Cathan.
Whoa.
The only thing he KO'd was Elsa, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring out my Cathan. That's the only way I know I can kill you is if I bring out Cathan.
Oh yeah, 5 pen. Yep.
That's crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
So he was like he wasn't full dial, but he wasn't close to his first stop click. I was like, okay, I need you to miss 1 impervious and I can kill you. And
yeah. So
that's what happened. Because if I don't KO him, I lose on that turn because that's my next turn. Because I brought him out on the Kong's turn.
Yeah.
I was like, I have enough prob. I have a perplex to get down your defense. You're at 18. I have 14s and 13s. I just need 4s and 5s. Let's do it. And
yeah, that's wild.
He started rubbing his hands. He was like, all right, let's get it. If I lose this way, I'm not even mad.
That's awesome. I lose this way, I'm not even mad. I love it.
That was a fun game. And that's another local of ours, and it really good dude. I love him. He's amazing. Amazing person.
That's awesome. That sound like those fun games are always really an enjoyment to play.
And we're both fast players, so our turns took maybe 2 minutes. So we were done with our game in maybe 8 minutes. I was sitting next to TJ all day, and he looked over. He was like, "You guys are done already? Their second turn hasn't even started yet."
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a big. I think that your first 2 turns should always be the longest turns you take, in my opinion.
Yep.
After that, it's just you don't know what happened. Your turn 1 and your turn 2s, but then stuff starts changing, right? It's like, okay, I didn't practice for if Ulysses comes up and flurries me and throws 3 damage at me. So it should. So I agree with you. Games should be relatively fast. And I like to try and keep my turns quick, albeit the first 2 turns of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I played 300-point Collector. I played against Brandon Hogan. He's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. One of the nicest players.
Yeah, real good dude. Real nice guy.
Super, super cool. Basically, I knew that Collector is basically going to be the last thing that I KO, so I just went for everything else around him. Kevin, I knew Kevin. I needed to get Kevin off the map because he's the biggest reason Collector is so hard to KO. But I ended up. This is where Vigilante came in clutch because he did make an attack on Collector. He missed his shape change, and I was able to get the nth arrow off on him, and then I was able to outwit him. So that was big. So that was my last. That was my 4th round. Then 5th round, the last round until top cuts. I played against Alex, who's a really cool dude. I don't know if his brother or one of his locals or whatever. I played him at Red White Clicks. He played against he played a Black Lantern team last time, but this is one of his buddies. He played Hadariel Colossus. I thought I had this tightened and stuff like that, but I missed a ton of rolls and ended up getting just shredded. Something to remember though, PJ Lucas Scott, the Pog, says you can use your powers. It does not give you Safeguard Pulse Wave.
Correct.
So that's just something to remember is that if you are Hadari Yowing and you're relying on Lucas PJ Scott, that Lucas PJ Scott Pog should always, number one, it should go away if it's in the pulse, if it's in the range line of fire. But if you have just super senses or shape change, you have to roll those if you want to have any chance of surviving the pulse wave. Otherwise, you are also taking 3 damage.
Yep, that is correct.
So, anyways, but what about you guys?
Oh, you go ahead. I'll look at mine.
I played a Kong, I believe. Yeah, Kong, and I think it was a Kong. Yeah, Kong Beholder, Raven, and White Witch team. Which my team chewed through Kong really quickly. Major Logan did.
Makes sense.
And he called in Cathan, and that was about it. Called in Cathan.
All right.
He called in Cathan, KO'd Major Logan, and then game over. So
fair enough. What about you, Jaylen?
I played against Dylan Cunningham, who played an assassin team. Well, everything was assassin except for he also played butterflies. We played unthemed butterfly assassins. He played the 2x2 Mr. Freeze, which was nice to see. That was the first time I had seen that piece in person. He had Mr. Freeze, Butterfly, Talon, Deadpool Hitmonkey, Shadow, and Predagaton.
Yeah.
Which is a very scary team if you go at it the wrong way. Very scary. It's a lot of attacks. You don't get your defensive powers with the target from Talon. I think Mr. Freeze has a way of putting the target on somebody. Yeah, if an opposing character KOs a friendly character, you give that character a target token. I read that and I immediately said, okay, Freeze has got to go. He has got to go. I can't have that. I can't have you putting targets on my Ulysses and on like my Diana or something like that. And I was like, nope, can't do that. He put the target token on Diana. Makes sense because she had ESD, Invuln, and Senses on a 6. And then I immediately went after Mr. Freeze with Ulysses. He kind of spread his team out. He put like Deadpool Hitmonkey and Predagaton on the other side of the map. And then on the left side. And then he put like Mr. Freeze, Shadow, and Death Metal Wonder Woman on the right side, but all together. I was like, okay, I could either KO Deadpool Hitmonkey, who is a big target, or I KO his Death Metal Wonder Woman, his Mr. Freeze, and his Shadow. I'm going to take that every time. Because if I lose the next turn, I at least got like 100 and something points.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I went after, KO'd Mr. Freeze. I KO'd his Wonder Woman, threw the revive, and KO'd his Shadow, all with Ulysses. Because Ulysses with Ares and Pimparcles is so OP. It's so good.
Oh, I know.
And then it was kind of, he retaliated. He KO'd my Diana immediately because he gave her the target. So shot her with Deadpool Hitmonkey. But he wasn't dropping arrows, which was interesting. He just attacked and then attacked her again, but didn't drop like too dangerous to like ping Ulysses or quake him. He just took him off the board. And then attacked Ulysses with Talon, and I rolled a 6. I realized I rolled a lot of 6s that day.
Yes, you did.
I rolled a lot of 6s that day. Not even having to re-roll it, just straight 6 first roll. Well, okay, I guess this is how this day is going to go. And then the next turn, Ulysses killed his Talon and Deadpool Hitmonkey, and the game was over. But he still got, well, did he KO? He KO'd, he got 125 points. Who did he KO? He KO'd my Diana. Oh, he did quake. He quaked to KO my Hell Cycle, but didn't attack, which was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
What else did he KO? I believe he KO'd my Predagaton. I popped all 3 of my one-shots. And I believe he also KO'd my Elsa with trick arrows as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
That seems okay. Yeah,
seems good to me.
It was very close. It could have gone either way. Like if I don't roll a 6 on Ulysses all day, Ulysses probably does not get me there. But Ulysses was rolling 6s.
Ulysses be rolling 6s, man.
He does be rolling 6s, which we will also get into that in our next round.
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of playing Mr. Jaylen Major once again. This time,
is top 16.
This is top. Yeah, this was cut. So we actually had exactly enough numbers at 33 people to make top 16 cut. And I was the absolute, is either last or second to last to make cut. But I made it, so I can't, there's nothing else we need to talk about there. This game was a lot closer. I still made some really dumb decisions. I'm just like thinking about it now. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But it ended up coming down to basically my Beetlejuice, my Vigilante Perdegaton, and Harley Quinn versus his Ulysses and Kevin. And yeah, Jaylen, if you want to take it away from there.
Yeah, man, it was Ulysses against the world in that game. Because you came down immediately, KO'd my Diana and my Panther. You did not KO my Elsa off immediately, which we talked about that you should have done, was to take out Diana and Elsa.
Yes.
Megaton was also in the crossfire of the, what's her name, Harley Pulse Wave, because that was an interesting play. You don't see Harley played very often. She's a very slept on piece as well. She's not bad at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see what else happened. I mean, it was the Ulysses show. You got, actually, other than him getting collected, you were the one that got him down the farthest. You got him down to his second to last click, and then you attacked him 3 times in a row, and I rolled 3 6s in a row. So I got him back to first click.
Oh yeah, like I was just so like, I even was like, man, like I remember like you like saying like, well, your Harley's double tokened up, you can't do anything, and I flipped Diabolical Bargain, and you're like, I see what you did there, and I was able to still get some damage on there, and even with like the whole Pim Particles ruling, we figured it out, and I was like, okay, I got him to his combat reflexes dial. I was like, okay, like I'm getting somewhere. And then you proceeded to roll 3 6s in a row without Kevin rerolls in the single square that he was. I had Jaylen on my Major Brock's bunker. There's a circle on the square where Ulysses hit 3 6s for his immortality, and he also signed it. Well, not the square. The circle would have been funny actually for him to sign, but him and his dad also signed the map. But yeah, I mean, that was not the end all be all of the game. That was not the reason why. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, that's the reason why I lost. But it was like, but yeah, because if you leave Ulysses alone like that, like especially with Kevin was able to also support him up and stuff like that. And you have the Kevin reroll, which is a map white effect, which is bananas. Either way, this was a lot closer of a game.
It was very close. It could have went either way. If I don't roll a 6 3 times in a row, you 100% win. I will admit to it. That is the reason why you lost. That is the only reason. You played that game phenomenally. You had me sweating, sir. You played that game very well.
Would have won that. We would have played.
That would have been wild. But instead, I lost, and you played against...
I played against a 300-point collector, or 200-point collector Poltergeist. This time I beat it.
Heck yeah.
Pretty easily, actually. Major Logan, where I go up and I kill his support on like turn 3 with Rhodes, and then he has to come towards me with just collector. Logan hits him for 4 attacks in 1 turn. So
I will say this real quick. This is a side tangent. I just want to say this real quick. The Toledo boys, the Checkmate crew, 2 of them played War Machine Prime, and both of them got top 8, and then Emilio got second place with Dr. Doom. I think this just a quick like testament of just, there are pieces out there that might not be A1, greatest pieces of all time, but like Ulysses, but if there's a figure like that you really, really like, I would say like go and try it.
Agreed.
I think a lot of people wrote off War Machine. Well, maybe not, but I don't think I heard people talk about War Machine since the set came out. And then everybody wrote off Dr. Doom, like, because Emilio has been practicing with that team for a long time. And every time a podcast came out and they said Dr. Doom, yeah, I'll pass on that one, we would just message him and be like, dude, they're hating this. They're hating these people. They're hating Dr. Doom. And he was just like, oh, they just not playing it right. And I was like, yeah, it would. So just as a testament real quick, if you have a figure that you're just like, I really enjoy this figure and I think it has legs because it does something unique, give it a shot. Figure it out. That's all I gotta say.
And Emilio also went to Emilio and Gabe also went to a Chase Booster Modern tournament as well, where me and Emilio both got first and second too as well. So both went 3-0.
It's wild. No,
same teams that we use in Columbus as well.
Yeah, no, they're both great teams, and I think we're in a really healthy Modern right now, where these teams with War Machine with pieces that wouldn't be considered maybe like the best characters or like the most expensive pieces can do really, really well, especially if they're like create, like, especially if they have a lot of TLC put into the team building and stuff like that. So
I think Gabe would have done a lot better if he didn't have to play me round one. It's the tournament.
fair. Oh, and the winning chase, whatever you call it.
The chase booster on, yeah.
Fair enough. And then so you won. Who did you end up playing in top 8?
Top 7 or top 8? Yeah, top 8. I played Jaylen, but I did do a lot better this time than I did the first time playing Jaylen.
That's the story of today. We got wrecked by Jaylen turn 1, and we did a lot better, but still lost the second time.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I did kill quite a bit this time, more than I did last time, and I think I played it as best as I possibly could. I did get a lot of rollouts when he Ares bombed me, so that was good. But still, same result.
And first off, big, huge congrats, Manny. Top 8 in your first tournament. Going against the field that was, I would say, like, there was a lot of, like, I mean, between, like, Jaylen, as Daniel Powell, TJ Wheeler, if I'm missing any, but Emilio. Like, I think these are all, like, super good top players. So, like, I think no, dude. I mean, we got to give flowers where they're due. I don't look at the stupid elo. I look at how often are you guys going to tournaments in terms of, like, bigger, like Smash Bros has, like, they call them S tier tournaments. That means they have, like, a couple of, like, super pro, like, pros playing, you know, quote unquote pros playing in them. And how do you usually fare up against the competition? And I would say, like, Daniel is always making, like, top 4, top 8. Az is always making top 4, top 8. Jaylen, you're making usually at minimum top 16, if not higher. And then, I mean, TJ, I haven't seen TJ played a ton, but he ended up winning, so I can't really write him off in this. But Emilio also is doing that, and I think he's just getting better as well. But yeah, sorry, you guys are all top players in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that.
Anyway, sorry, all that to say, do you have any notes about that, Jaylen, about that game?
Against me, Manny?
Yeah.
He lived my Ares bomb, which he didn't really do the first time.
Right.
So that made it a lot harder. I believe I missed your War Machine with both of my attacks. I believe you rolled out of it. So you were on top click that time, which was a lot scarier that time than the first. So that was a big thing that happened in that game. Eventually, I was able to get rid of Major Logan, and then after that, then it was a lot easier to hit stuff, which makes total sense. Because I believe the first time I took his Kevin off the board and also KO'd his Perdegaton, so there was no sharing names on the board, so the rollouts were harder to hit. The second game, he moved his Kevin from a different spot and had his Perdegaton in a different spot, so I could not get them off the board with the first attack. So he had the increased rollouts, which is a good play. Again, that game's score does not show the game. Like, yes, it was 80 to 300, but it was still very close. He made multiple attacks with his roadie on stuff to, like, put them close to death, which I also don't ever know why I never outwitted your attack power. Don't ask me why. Yeah, the score did not show the game.
I had Kevin on his last token, I believe. And I think I almost had Degaton done as well.
You did. You killed Degaton.
Degaton, then it was Elsa, but I think it was.
Yeah, Elsa was on her last.
Yeah, so a lot better than the first time, for sure. I felt more confident coming out of that match replaying him than I did the first time. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was, where was I? Yeah, I was watching that match, I believe. It was fun. It's fun to watch. I just love freaking Ulysses. So I love watch. Sorry, I just love that character so much.
I do
but
too.
Also,
it's amazing.
I agree. But I also just I was watching you and Gabe both play Manny. I think you were playing at a table with Az there too.
Yep.
I was trying to be really careful not to, like, hover over 2 tables. So I was just trying to keep a respectful distance. Anyways, so congrats, Manny, for hitting top 8 in your first tournament. And then Jaylen ended up hitting top 4. How did that match? Oh, okay. I remember this match.
This game makes me mad thinking about it, because there's a lot of things that I should have done that I didn't do. that I was doing the 7 rounds before and I didn't do it. I lost myself the game and TJ capitalized on it, which I have no hate towards that. That was totally my fault. And I'm not going to say that, oh, I only lost myself the game. TJ didn't win. No, TJ won 100%. He capitalized on my mistake that I made 3 times in a row, and I didn't change it. He energy exploded my Kevin 3 times because I kept putting Kevin adjacent to a murnable target. So he just energy exploded me 3 times in a row, and I didn't adjust.
Woof.
And I realize that now, and that hurts. It haunts me. But I mean, playing TJ, man, I love playing against TJ. Me and TJ always we never have games where it's one person just wipes the other one. It's always down to the wire, always. And I love those type of games. I love them. He always gives me a heart attack, and I tell him this all the time. Brother, you give me a heart attack, and I love it. I love those close games like that.
Those are really good.
Not good for the heart, but it's great in the brain. I love it.
Yeah. I like games where you learn. Just those are my favorite. Like just in those close games are usually games you just like learn like, oh yeah, like this can do this can do this. And
you guys end in a rollout?
Yeah, it was a 130 tie.
I was gonna say
I rolled an 8.
Looking at it now.
Yeah, I rolled an 8. He rolled a 9.
Oh,
brutal.
And now I'm not going to say that if I win that game, I'm going to smoke Emilio. I'm not saying that at all. Do I like my chances? Yes. But do I also, in that game, can it go either way? Oh, most definitely. I mean, I think I've never played Emilio, but I played his brother.
Alonzo.
Alonzo.
Yeah, at Red, White, and Clicks we played. And we played in the SEAL tournament that they ended up winning, and our team got second, me, Dad, and Azareth. And it was a tough game. How do you say his last name? Is it Gutierrez?
Yes.
Gutierrez.
The Gutierrez are amazing. They are very good players.
And the crazy thing about Alonzo is he took a long break and hasn't been playing for a while. And then he came back and played with us at Gen Con, right? And then decided to come to Red, White, and Clicks. So he's had less experience lately, but he's been killing it.
Hey man, if you're a good player, no matter how long a break you take, if you're a good player and you're smart, like you have the brain capacity to play this game, you will succeed no matter how long ago you didn't play. You'll adapt.
Another thing I want to throw out there about Alonzo is like what you talked about us is that he's usually tent pulling for his teams, and that was like one of the first teams that he played where it was not as much of a tent pull. So he felt pretty good about that as well.
Yeah, I hope he plays more often. I know he said he lives out in California, so I know he's like I know he's got a couple of venues out there, especially with like I think it was Alyssa McNeil is.
Yep, Alyssa's out there. Yep.
Yeah, and she's really pushing like the California scene right now. So tough.
I can't remember who all is out there in I know Amelia used to be out there. I didn't know that he moved to Ohio. I always thought he was just a California guy. And I see him, I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? You're in California. Don't you guys have one out there? He's like, yeah, I moved here like, did he say 2 years ago, I think?
That sounds about right.
I was like, this is the first time I've seen you here.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, he's going to go back to being a California boy here soon. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. We will always have Roll 20.
Always have Roll 20.
Yeah, so that was the Columbus event. Congratulations, TJ Wheeler, for winning. Emilio's, sorry for getting second place. Yeah.
Well, wasn't Emilio the real winner because he got the Panther Legacy card?
He did. Yes, that is correct. He did.
So he's the real winner here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they opened up Chaos King and that Chase booster. I was like, uh-oh.
Yep, it was Chaos King and 2 garbage fogs.
Joint.
But I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have taken the Chase booster for the guarantee. Like, yes, there's a chance of getting the Panther Legacy, but he made the right call. It was just unfortunate that he got the worst chase and the worst box. It's just unfortunate. It happens.
Makes total sense to me. I would too, because there's a lot there. Honestly, there's all the avatars are really good chases. So even if you don't pull Hadari Yao, I mean, Chaos King and is it Loki? Like those are like, I think those are like the absolute like bottom of the barrel chases that you could pull.
4 Lokis at one time.
Gotcha. I guess Odin and Ravens for the sculpt, in my opinion, I would have been happy for. But yeah, Bass Gaia, Atum, Hadariel, Black Phoenix, Black Panther, Phoenix Force. Yeah, I would take Zeus too. Honestly, I love Zeus. I think he's actually really cool.
Yeah, literally the 2 bottom of the barrel are Chaos King and Loki. The bottom of the barrel being Chaos King, and he unfortunately got Chaos King. Because I think you can still get like $75 for Loki, just because the name alone.
Oh yeah, I see. That makes sense.
But Chaos King, good luck getting rid of it.
Oh, trust me, I know.
I know someone who would take a Chaos King. I know one personally, but that's neither here nor there.
I would take Chaos King just for the deity
Send it my way.
Send it my way. I love it. So, Jaylen, actually, let's say this real quick. Jaylen, after your performance, are you going back to the drawing board, or do you think you're going to stick with what you got with some tweaks?
I think I'm making one tweak, and it's putting the Bloodstone on Panther and adding Lucas PJ Scott.
Yeah.
That's my drawing board. And I knew that as soon as I was like done playing the collector, because I would hit him and then he'd heal 5 clicks. I'm like, okay, this is why I need the Bloodstone. He made the case for me. I'm not putting it on Ulysses. Ulysses is great with Stormbreaker. Mm-hmm. And the one minor change is taking the Dream Ruby off. Yes, that makes Panther vulnerable. But if you're coming all the way down just to KO my Panther, fine, you're dying.
Yeah. Bloodstone's definitely going to be like the item.
I kill your Panther without moving.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
What about you, Manny? Sticking with the team, going back to the drawing board, or?
As of right now, I'm pretty confident with it. I feel a lot better playing it more times. Like I just said, me and Amelia went to another modern, and Gabe as well was there. Went to another modern tournament where I placed second, 3-0. So, although I did have a hard time against a prime Namor, which sucked, but still pulled it out.
Yeah, sometimes those figures you're like, yeah, it's not that hard, but then you realize like, oh shoot, like this one figure I did not account for is totally my bane.
The team was like all dolphins and freaking, I guess like Namor turns the whole the whole map to water, and if they have the dolphins, then we can't target them without being like adjacent to them.
Yeah. Yep.
So that screwed my whole team. But Major Logan was able to clean up.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's always the pieces that you don't think people are going to play that somebody will like, you know what, I'm going to play 200-point Namor. They're not going to be ready for this. And lo and behold, we are not ready for that.
I was not.
We're not ready.
It took a lot more placing and moving for me.
I guess for myself, real quick, I am definitely going back to the drawing board. I think I really do like Ulysses. I love Ulysses on Past, but I also really like Ulysses on Mystical. I'm a really big theme team person. I can't break that habit right now, but
yeah.
But I think I'm gonna have to start doing it because I think for Degaton, I think Black Panther on the Chair Chanther, whatever we're calling him, Legacy Panther, yeah, Chair Panther. I think those are almost must plays right now, especially if you're like attempting to do like free actions and stuff like that. But I think the big thing for me is like I'm trying to limit that support down to like net minus 100 points because I don't want to like have like 200 points of support and then just have like 2 Ulysses or whatever. But I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like right now. But yeah, so I'm definitely going back to the drawing board. But I also don't know when the next time I'll play is, like in a big tournament. But
okay, so I'll give you a little on inside of what I think. If you're playing unthemed, if you're deciding to play unthemed in this day and age right now,
okay,
the best pieces to play and unthemed are Panther Legacy, Perdegaton, and Kevin. That is all your support needs to be. Is you have Kevin with Towerette that has 3 powers: support, prob, and outwit. Sees through everything. Also has a Marvel reroll. It's the best support piece you can get in the game right now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Panther that limits that helps you to build if you want to play pieces that have a bunch of free actions. Well, now you can limit their Beetlejuice to now be irrelevant. So now you can always use your free actions. That's just Panther's one of the best pieces in the game right now for that reason. And all these really, really broken one shots. He can also limit 1 or 2 of those if you really choose to do that. and Perdegaton is a 20-point TK leadership prob. What more can you ask for that? These two characters, amazing.
Yeah, I totally love the Perdegaton. I think he's. I mean, just to be clear, real quick, Manny hates Marvel and kind of like has like or not sorry, hates DC and kind of has like an anti-played DC characters, but you still played Perdegaton.
You did play Perdegaton.
It's wild. The wild age we live in.
I would say when you said Marvel, I was like, wait, his like 95% of his team was Marvel. If you hate Marvel.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I meant to say EC. Okay, so let's go over this kind of not quickly, but let's just go over Spider-Man Spider-Verse real quick. Is there, now that the sets come out, have you played any pre-releases, Jaylen?
I have.
Okay. So after playing these things and playing and looking and kind of marinating and stuff like that, is there anything that you see in the set that's going to be like, oh shoot, like this is actually really solid?
Right, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. I want to say it, but I don't want to say it, but I already know people know about it, and that's Captain Universe.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to see a bunch of Captain Universes, please. Please, I don't. I honestly thought we were done with the Thanos vision. I thought we were done with that. And then they made Captain Universe. I hate everything about it, but I love it at the same time.
I also do too. Unfortunately, he is probably the best Friends Across the Spider-Verse character.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I was talking to Miles Kane about that. I was like, I really want these figures to work. The Spider-Verse, like the yoinky sploinky stuff, whatever you want to call it, the yo-yoing, I don't know, the placement, whatever, whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. I want it to work so bad, and I'm trying my best to look at other options that aren't Captain Universe. But unfortunately, I think Captain Universe has the best reach outside of Spider-Cat and 2099 Prime.
2099 Prime is amazing.
Okay, so can we talk? Sorry, I don't want to spend like too much time. Obviously, I want to be respectful of time and stuff like that. I love this figure. I understand 90 points is a big, hefty price, but I think he's super solid.
I agree.
And what do you see in him?
Okay, so he has the old. Do you remember I think it was it Movie Nova or I think this was a set Nova that had the charge running shot, and when he uses either one, he can use the other one as free. Mm-hmm. Which is what he has, which is very, very good. Yes, I know he's an 11 for 3, but I mean, depending on what you play with him, there's a lot of things in this game right now that can just bump those values up very easily. Yes. He has ignore characters, which is amazing. He has invincible super senses, which is very good. The only thing I do not like about him is that he's not protected outwit. That's the only thing I don't like for 90 points. I think that's pretty much the only thing I don't like about him. But everything else, he's very solid. I think if you play him at all, you play him at 90.
I agree.
Because I think 65, he doesn't have a movement attack. He doesn't have his prob. There's no point to play him at 65.
Yeah, his whole shtick kind of falls apart.
Yeah. 100%.
What else? I can also see like you playing like a hell cycle or a motorcycle on him to give him extra movement. His 8 movements, kind of low. Well, not kind. I mean, it's hard. I'm always in that big map sense. I mean, I played big maps for 12 years. It's hard to get out of that shtick. But 8 is not that terrible on a small map, because also we have time breakers that can help. We have Perdegaton TKs that are easy to get with. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but yeah, I really like him.
I really, really agree. I think he's, because you can charge, break a piece of blocking, and then running shot right afterwards, right? Because that's how Flash worked.
Yep, that is how Flash worked.
So I remember you specifically doing that on me at Kilted Classic, the last Kilted Classic.
I did do that.
And that was like when I was first. So that was like not my first taste. Actually, yeah, it was my first taste of like competitive gameplay in terms of like outside of like a locals. And there was at that point, like I knew the figures that just came out, which was Disney Plus and Batman Team Up, and then X of Swords. So I knew those sets really well. But anything outside of that set, I was like really, really like, I don't really know what this figure does. And unfortunately, Flash was in Wonder Woman 80th, and opened one brick of that, and I was in the game, but I didn't really care. I didn't realize how influential Wonder Woman 80th was until later on. Just like because they did like a bunch of rules changes and yada yada yada.
There was a whole lot in that set and those pieces in general that had a lot of rules changes and a lot of erratas to those pieces.
Wow. And like all the all the sinister, were they all sinister secret sixes? That was all the chases? No, there was like the Herald chases too.
There were sinister, secret six and the lanterns. Those
That's
were the
right.
chases.
Yeah, I remember I pulled the Sinestro Hal Jordan. Like, I think I ended up pulling 2 of them eventually.
I'd love to look at that piece, but the piece was terrible. I love the look of them. I'm a big Hal Jordan person. It's all things Hal Jordan. And I was like, okay, we got another Yellow Lantern. Hal Jordan. Oh, he sucks.
Yeah, it was bad. It didn't help that it did. Yeah, I don't even remember what he does. That's how bad he was.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I know he makes a construct. That's all he does.
He makes the boot construct. Yep. That's all. Yep. That's all I know.
That's the best thing he does. He makes a boot.
Yep, he makes a boot. That's right. Okay, so Spider-Man 2099, I know a lot of people are asking for him. So I think other people see it too. I think the thing to kind of negate the outwit is, number one, he has outwit, but he also has the Lila bystander that cancels out outwit. Well, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Chance.
I guess one of the big questions is, who are you bringing over? That's like the biggest thing I've been thinking about. Okay, so it's like I look at all the Spider-Man family. This is not including Spider-Cat, because Spider-Cat makes animal Spider-Man families, and that's way easier to look at. But like, that's what I was thinking about. Like, who else do you bring over? Like, besides, I love Spider Noir at 30 points. I think for what he does for 30 points as a common is kind of bananas. But I mean, like, are you gonna play it? I mean, I don't know. The free smoke cloud making shape change is actually super solid. But yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I've been thinking about. Like, what points do you use to bring over? Like, because I was looking for like flurrying or something like that. But
there's not a bunch of that. There's not a bunch.
Yeah,
I think my favorite to bring over would be the Thor Spidey.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good character to bring over, and then Ares bomb somebody after Spider-Man 2099 hits something. Does he just roll his D8 when rolling for blades?
Yep, because that just got clarified, which is bananas as well. And he gets Mjolnir for free, for what it's worth, so you don't even have to really Ares bomb, right? He's just got Giant Reach 3 see-through characters. If you put Mjolnir on him, yeah, that's wild.
I mean, but he can just Ares bomb with the Mjolnir and just has Giant Reach 3 and ignores characters. He just sees everything.
Yeah.
Because Giant Reach with Ares bomb works somehow.
Yep. But don't get us started. We've had quite a bit conversations about that. Should it work? No. Does it work? Yes.
Yep. That's the thing about Heroclix, baby. Does it work? Yes. Should it? No.
Dude, does Heroclix care? Probably not.
With kids care? No.
Absolutely not.
What about you, Mr. Manny? What do you think about this set in terms of like anything stand out to you?
To change my team? Not really. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Ham seems like a pain for me.
Oof.
Prime.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But then again, I have a range of 5, so I think I still outdo it because it says it has to be within 4.
Well, if this character is within 4 squares line of fire of an opposing character. Oh, yeah. So you got to make sure you really work on that positioning for the drones.
I just have to kill that turn 1.
Which you don't have precision strikes, so.
But I minus it by 1, so it's still 5 or 6.
Oh, I see. Okay, Major Logan. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. I think it'll be pain.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be. I guess I really want Superior Octopus to work.
Non-prime?
Oh man, don't get me started.
What do you say?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on those pieces, man. I'm so upset that the Sinister Syndicate are not that good. I'm very upset. I love the Sinister Syndicate.
Me too.
Love them. I hate that they're all chases. First of all, I hate that they're all chases, and they're not that good. Kraven is good. I like Kraven, but like Sandman's good as well. But again, I'm gonna say this: he's still not protected outwit, and he's a giant. I don't like that because Sandman should not be one size, he should be able to change sizes. He does that on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Where he goes huge, he goes small, he goes regular size. There should be a Sandman that does that. If this Sandman did that, I'd have been very happy with that. They have yet to do that.
Yeah, so they gave him Smoke Cloud free.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. What I've been waiting for. Sandman that gives me Smoke Cloud is free.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm a big Sinister Syndicate person. When I started getting into Heroclix, that was like one of the main keywords that I tried to collect. I brought that up when we were talking with Daniel about how I have all Sinister Syndicate figures since the beginning. And it sucks for me that they're all chases because now they're hard to get.
Yeah.
The good news is, though, outside of Mysterio and maybe Sandman, I think that they're going to be pretty easy to obtain. Maybe Kraven, actually.
Well, good thing I have Kraven.
Holy smokes. Kraven has 20 billion keywords. Holy moly.
Yeah, he does. He has a lot of keywords. He's
Marksman. Mystical? Yeah, Marksman. I mean, Marksman makes sense.
It does.
Animal makes sense. Mystical, I don't know about that one. I mean, he's technically mystical in the sense of, like, I think in the comics he becomes immortal, so he can never die unless it's 2 Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's why he's mystical.
But is this one based off of The Last Hunt? Or no?
Well, I know one of his traits are the Hunter Reborn.
Okay.
Well, so I'm assuming that's what it's referring to.
Is he unique? He is.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. I think they're all unique. I think all these I think all the chases, well, not all the chases, but all the Sinister Syndicates are unique.
It is.
Yes, I believe they all are.
It is. Yeah.
Dr. Octopus with his 8 attack. That's the saddest thing in the world. I understand why he did it. But it doesn't make it any better.
Which one? The chase?
Dr. Octopus, yeah, because
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that I don't hate that as much as you would think. I don't hate that as much. Because there are also ways to force that.
Yes.
There are still ways to force that in this game. Now, when those are gone, then we can talk about that. But there are ways to force 8s. But there are a lot.
And friendly if you attack. Well, you could always roll Power Gem too, right? Like
yeah, you can roll Power Gem. You can always still just Rivalry if you were like not 100% like, oh, I'm gonna go for the 8. No, you can just pop Rivalry, make it a hit. Mm-hmm. There's still ways to force the hits and stuff like that. So that's not that big of a deal. I like his trait more than anything because this is the Kingpin trait. The using Sinister Syndicate within 4 squares.
Oh, yeah.
And you also don't have to have Line of Fire, which is great for that, or Leadership, which is very good. I'm also upset because all of the freaking bases or all the sculpts are amazing. All of them. They're all amazing. And they suck. I'm so mad.
Well, yeah, it's
that Electro sculpt looks sweet, in my opinion.
Mysterios. Have you seen Mysterios?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Someone pulled it in our pre-release, so
he looks so good.
That Mysterio's he looks awesome. I'm looking at it right now. His like the smoke and like there's like little
way to brag, Alec. Way to brag.
No, I took pictures of it. I mean,
I'm looking at it right now from my desk.
I'm looking at all 5 of my Mysterios right now. I kiss them before I go to bed. I tuck them in.
Man.
Good night, my loves.
Now, Mysterio, I will say, is actually a really good one. I like Mysterio. I like what he does. I still am upset that he's a chase, but he's still very good. I do like Mysterio. He's the best one out of all of them, in my opinion.
I think the free action making more Mysterios is really solid, especially if there's a way to get him across the map and like drop a bunch of clones in front of him for like poison. And if you have Sandman with that Mysterio, it's like not penetrating, but it's almost like, it's like 1 damage.
Yep, you're taking 1, then you can't do anything about it. Yeah, that is very good because he doesn't have to like hit Shape Change. He could just roll a D6 and make him, which is great.
And then he could just kind of go away. And then all of a sudden, like now that I'm in like your face or whatever, like it's kind of hard to get out of that range to get out of his little like improved targeting ability that says you can't use that anymore. Which I don't know how useful it's going to be. As of recording this, we actually just got done with the Championclix Florida event, and I think you and I was watching it. Jaylen was watching a little bit of it, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was 30% win rate for Hidari Yao. it was bad. I think overall, I think Isaac Arnold Berkovitz was kind of the sole proprietor of why he has like 33%. Like he did really good, but I think the rest of them did really, really bad.
I mean, what a surprise. Isaac wins. Wow. I'm so surprised. Isaac is such a beast. He's a good person. I love Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
For me, for Hadari, every time I've played against it, like in practice and stuff, it dies. So, I mean, when the hype was about Hadari, I wasn't too concerned going into Columbus about Hadari because I practiced against one a lot, thanks to Keo.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
they were more juggernauts in top 16 than Hadari Yaos. That's bananas to me.
That actually does not surprise me because Juggernaut is another slept-on piece.
I love it.
Slept on. Juggernaut's amazing.
I've been thinking about Juggernaut, Death Metal, and Ulysses together, and then some support.
So I made.
It's just Team Can't Die.
My girlfriend's brother, Ethan, also competed at Columbus, and I made his team last minute, and it was a Juggernaut team, and he said that he liked playing it. Granted, he only won I think he won 2 matches, but
yeah, it was actually really. I mean, he asked last minute. I remember him putting in the group chat like, "Hey guys, I want to play, but I don't know what to play." And I'm glad he played Juggernaut. I want to play him really, really bad.
Alec said 300-point Kong.
Oh yeah, I did say 300-point Kong.
He said just play 300-point Kong.
Well, I always keep 300-point Darkside in my case, just in case someone forgets something or someone wants to play. I just say, "Here's 300-point Darkside. Here's Reverse Flash on your sideline." You're not gonna beat the best people in the world, but you'll probably just at least have fun. I don't know. I think Darkside's fun at least. Sorry. Any other last thoughts on Spider-Verse for anybody? Is there anything that anyone wants to say?
I hate the Sinister Six are bad except Mysterio. That's my take. I'm very upset. I will be upset for a while. That's all I got.
I like the spot.
Oh, the spot. I forgot about the spot.
Mm-hmm.
The spot's good. I like the spot.
Spot's really good. I like him on with he's for some reason they just said, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's because of the Spider-Verse movie or whatever. They gave him ruler keyword, so he is Dianable.
Yeah.
So you could literally, I learned this tech at Columbus. You could butterfly in Diana, have Diana chain butterflies across the map. You can and then you can have Manifold or something, bring Spot all the way across the map, drop the Spot marker, and then attack with Diana with Mind Control, and then bring Spot all the way back.
Yep.
And then make a free flurry attack and just bring somebody from across the map over to your side, and then you could just kind of create a kill box. That's actually what I've been looking at a lot. I think it's too gimmicky to work, but it is fun. I don't know. I mean, well, at least I think it sounds fun.
I think it could work. You'd go over, you drop the Spot, you then Mind Control with Diana, bring Spot back, and then flurry with the Spot, and then Spot places somebody in there, and then you still got 2 actions to attack with.
Yeah,
and he's only 55. It's not a lot. I think you put Stormbreaker on him, so then he's an actual threat, a super threat to hit something. With Diana, he's a 13 for 5.
Yes,
he's not bad.
Oh, 100%. I think this is gonna sound wild. Well, not wild, but so I put the characters I put in the kill box are this can be interchangeable, right? But Captain America with the long sword, so he's a 12 with Diana 14 or 12, 13, swinging for 4 with no defense powers, and then Elsa Bloodstone to help finish it off.
Yep.
Another thing, this I found really cool at Manny and I went to a sealed event. Well, I went to Manny's sealed event this last Monday. And one of the cool things that I found was the assemble the team one shot. That's if you hit leadership, and you could choose a copyable team ability a friendly character can use, and all friendly characters can use that. I was using Sinister Syndicate. I was consistently hitting those leaderships and then popping that to give everybody Sinister Syndicate so that everyone would just start sharing attacks. So being able to share and Elsa Bloodstone has a printed 12. I just think that's really, really good. Yeah. Anyways, I think the Spot has some type of legs with this really weird yo-yoing with bringing him all the way up, kind of leaving the butterfly and Manifold out there, just kind of here's 35 points, and I'm gonna take one of your big pieces or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have 2 leftover things. Then after that, I see that's the next thing, right? What it comes after that? That's what I always want to think about. But having Manifold just being up there, being able to say, I'm going to target you and say you can't do anything is also really solid.
Who I really enjoy from this set also, who I just looked and I totally forgot about him, was Kangaroo. I think Kangaroo's
interesting.
Great. I like anything that make free attacks.
Yes, I
Kangaroo's
agree.
30 points. He makes a free attack. What I really do like these 30 points is because you can play him with Kingpin. So Kingpin makes him a 12 for 4.
Ooh, that is solid.
So anybody that knows me knows that I have been trying to make Kingpin work. You got the Daredevils, which are great. That's the first thing I always look for is if something's 30 points, I have to see if they're good at 30. And Kangaroo could be really good because he makes a free attack.
Oh, Kingpin are you talking about?
The prime from next phase.
Next phase.
Yeah. The one that gives out plus, yeah. And you could run Iceman and give him more because he doesn't have a special power at 30.
Correct.
And if you want to go, there you good. If you want to go even further, like Norman Osborn gives him Precision Strike.
Yep.
I like that a lot, actually. Holy smokes. It's a good thing I have 2 Kangaroos.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, come on now. Let me get one.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't really care. I mean, in my opinion, there's only a couple figures in the world. Not in the world. There's a couple figures that you just like, I need multiples of these, but Kangaroo is not on that list for me. Although now it might be because that is really fun.
I unfortunately haven't got much of this set as I want to, so.
I have, Although the wall could be really fun with Kangaroo too.
The wall.
What a goofball. What a goofy character.
I like the wall better in silver because I play Apocalypse. I'm a big Apocalypse person. So, you're going to attack my Apocalypse? Okay, I'll throw it to the wall. Takes 1.
I love it.
Again? Okay, wall takes 1.
Can he be healed?
Yes, he can be healed.
Oh my God, I was just about to ask that. Can he be healed? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, he can be healed.
So Kevin could just heal him from across the map all the time?
Yep.
And he's just like protected pulse wave. I love that.
You are not pulse waving my wall.
You are not. I do one thing, and that is be the wall.
Points.
I do one thing, and that's be a wall.
He's a standard character, right? So he could also be equipped the longsword for free for what it's worth. I don't know if you would ever do that ever in a million years, but
well, I mean, he is he's a brute. Yeah, that's an option. If they're like adjacent to him, okay, I'm gonna punch you for 4. Well, I don't just sit here and do nothing. I can still punch
exactly.
You for 4.
So you can start like knocking. You can like Frogman and like Kangaroo and just start knocking people back into the wall, and the wall gonna start punching them.
Yep.
With his sword that just like magically pokes out through his like.
Yeah.
Whatever he is. Oh, I love it.
He's a wall.
He's a wall.
He hit the wall.
I just love this. Like, here's one wall you'll never crawl. I love that line. Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. Jaylen, is there anything that you're doing in the world, or is there anything that you do that you would want people to know about? Like, I know you don't have like a YouTube channel or anything, but is there anything that you like would want to like call out or anything? The red carpet's kind of yours right now.
I don't really do anything other than play video games, play Heroclix, and work. That's really all I do. I'm just, it's a normal human. We all play Heroclix. I'm assuming a lot of us play video games / board games because we're all nerds and we all got jobs. As far as I know. We're all just normal people. That's all I got.
Yeah. Awesome. Manny, do you have anything you would like to add? I'm going to generate our end because we haven't done this in a while.
Not really to add, but it was good playing against you, Jaylen, and good talking to you.
Yes, it was good to play against you too, and I will give you your flowers again. You did a very, very good job.
Thank you.
For your first modern tournament. And I will say, the best thing to do in Heroclix, I did this when I started. The best thing you can do in Heroclix, if you don't really know, is to lose because you learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to learn. And I know it sounds horrible, but the best way to learn is to lose. and you learn, oh, okay, so this happened because this is why I lost. This is how I re-get it if I ever see you again. Which is why our games were closer, why me and Alec's games were closer. You both learned, and you both adjusted and adapted. That's the best way to learn.
I agree.
Yeah,
sometimes
100%.
That's why, I will advocate for this again. I say this a lot, but a lot of my victories and strategies come from playing and getting whooped on by way better people. I actually, I will go out of my way to ask people who I know we're just going to, turn one, know exactly what they're doing, and just shut me down and just be like, yep, sorry, dude, you just got destroyed. And then, but overall, thank you so much, Jaylen. We do something before you leave. We do these things where we have ChatGPT generate an outro for our podcast. Host 2 will be Manny, and then co-host will be you, Jaylen. I don't know if y'all see that over here in the Clicks Chat 101. Okay. All right. And that wraps up. Sorry. Wow. Already off to a bad start. And that wraps up on today's episode of another Heroclix podcast. We had an absolute blast diving into Heroclix.
Huge shout out to you, our amazing listeners, for tuning in. Your support keeps this show going, and we love hearing from you.
If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that follow button, leave us a review, and share it with a friend. It really helps.
Don't forget, we want to hear from you. Send us your thoughts, questions, and topics at Facebook. I don't really know, actually. I don't know where to send those at.
Facebook.
Oh, that's me. All right, that's it for today. Until next time.
Oh, we're not going to do it all together.
Curious.
Stay awesome.
Look, and we'll catch you on the next
episode. And
keep clicks.
Why didn't it say keep on clicksing?
It didn't say keep on clicksing this time. It said keep clicks.
Keep clicks.
Keep clicks.